Hi guys, how are you? Ready for chapter 25, Microbial Diseases of the Digestive System? I hope you are. So we're gonna start as always to look at our learning objectives. So this first video I'm going to talk about the digestive system and functions of the microbiome. And then next I'm gonna talk about mouth and mouth diseases. And then moving forward, we're going to talk about the bacterial diseases, which are either infections or intoxications. And then we will move to the viral, fungal, and protozoal infections of the digestive system. Forgot about the helminthic ones. That's the last one. This is a long chapter. Okay, guys? So be patient. So let's start by talking about the digestive system. Digestive system is made of a tube. And you're like, no, it's not just one tube. Look how many things are here. This is all one long tube with accessory organs. So who is part of the tube? The mouth, esophagus, stomach, and then you have three parts of the small intestine, which are duodenum, jejunum, and ileum, and then the ileum connects to the large intestine that has three parts, and anus. Okay, so when we think about the digestive system, also remember there are some accessory organs, which are the pancreas. I think I don't have my laser pointer here. Here we go. The pancreas is this part. See, it's an organ right under, inferior to the stomach. And then you have the liver and the gallbladder. The liver will make enzymes and neutralize toxins that come from stomach and intestine. The gallbladder is going to, actually the liver is very important, not just in making enzymes that are going to be important to neutralize toxins, but also to make bile. And the bile is what is stored in the gallbladder. The pancreas makes enzymes for digestion that are dumped into the duodenum. Think about this. There are 25 tons of food that pass through the GI tract in a lifetime of a person. And 70% of our immune system is spread into lymph nodes and Peyer's patches, which is what we call gout or gut-associated lymphoid tissue. So when we think about the normal microbiota of the digestive system, it's important to understand that you have millions of microbes in the saliva, that you also have, you don't have so many microbes in the intestine due to the acidic pH, and we're going to talk about which microbes these are. You have a good number of cells, bacterial cells, in the small intestine, in the large intestine. And in the end, you make around 100 billion bacteria per gram of feces. Think about this. It's like, I think I saw a description that said 40% of the weight of your feces is made of bacteria. That's why we need to wash our hands after we go to the bathroom, right? It's a lot of bacteria that comes out in the feces. Okay, so if you think about this microbiota, it used to be called microflora, but now the word is really microbiota or microbiome. You can have some lactobacilli in the stomach. Look at the numbers. And then the numbers keep increasing. Duodenum, jejunum, and ileum, 10 to the 4th, 10 to the 5th, and made of strep and lactobacilli. And then here in the large intestine, which is where you have most of your microbiome, is made of a big number of bacteria. Remember that here we don't want to forget that we have enterobacteria, right? Enterobacteria are those gram-negative that are facultative anaerobe that move by flagella, and we can give you some examples here. think our next slide talks about this more. So before I show you more bacteria, what are the functions of the microbiome? Metabolism of carbs and proteins, synthesis of vitamin K. Vitamin K is important for clotting and bone calcification, and immune system control of allergies. And you're like, what? How can that be possible? The microbiome of the immune system, what am I saying? The microbiome of the digestive system is super important in controlling and avoiding diseases, okay? It avoids diseases such as irritable bowel syndrome, obesity, diabetes, allergic diseases, neurodevelopmental diseases. So, you know that sentence, you are what you eat? So the diet, since when you were a kid, has a very serious impact in what kind of population of microbes you're going to have in your digestive tract, okay? At 3 years old, a kid already has a similar microbiome than an adult. So other bacteria that I was going to mention to you here that are present in the microbiome. So you have here in the duodenum, lactobacillus, streptococcus, staphylococcus, and enterobacteriaceae, right? So what I was gonna say is, let's remember who are the enterobacteriaceae. I'm gonna tell you the main ones: Escherichia, E. coli, Klebsiella. We can have also Salmonella, Enterobacter, Shigella, Proteus, and Serratia. Okay, and there are other ones too. So in the jejunum, you have mostly bacteroids. Oops, what happened here? Okay, there we go. Lactobacillus, Streptococcus, and Enterobacteriaceae. And in the column where the most of the bacteria are, you can see that the types are similar. Okay? How can different multiple factors affect the microbiome of the digestive system? Look at this. Host genetics, geographic location, mode of delivery. If you were born through vaginal delivery, that can affect your microbiome later in life. Like I said, diet, gastric secretion, age, gastric motility, antimicrobial drugs, of course, right? They can kill your microbiome, so they will play a role here. Stress and exercise. And remember, as I said, this microbiome is important to avoiding different diseases that are not even necessarily related to digestion. There are works that mention how microbiome in the digestive system can affect how much depression you have, if somebody has depression or not. Okay? So mental illnesses can be affected by how good or how bad your microbiome is. Okay, let's talk about the tooth. The tooth is part of our digestive system, right? Because we use the tooth to chew. So I'm going to tell you about the tooth here, and as in the next video, we're going to start talking about diseases. So the tooth is the last part that I want to mention here in this video. So we have enamel, which is the most outer part, and then here you have dentin, and the dentin has some openings for what? Nerves, arteries, and veins that can irrigate and innervate the inside of the tooth. Okay? What is also important here? This is the gum, and the gum connects to the tooth through, remember what's gomphosis? It's like they call it here cementum, but it's like a connective tissue that connects tooth to gum. And gum wraps the bone. So all this here is bone. Okay? So we're going to remember dentin and enamel when we talk about cavity, and we're going to have to remember this bone here that is between the teeth when we talk about periodontal disease. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!